Hello, and thank you for listening to the Wheel Talk podcast. My name is Abby Mickey. Normally, we talk about women's professional road cycling, but as it's the off season and there's not much cycling to talk about, we are doing a series of interviews with riders, staff, etc., people we find interesting. It's not just me doing the interviews. We've got Lauren Rowney doing interviews, Gracie Elvin's going to do an interview, Matt Deneve. So all the voices that you love on the Wheel Talk podcast will be here this off season, bringing you some great chats with some great people. Today, I chatted with Elise Chabbey about her time on Canyon-SRAM and what she's most looking forward to at FDJ-Suez in 2025. All right, so I'm here with Elise Chabbey, and we're going to talk about, well, tons of stuff. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks to you for inviting me.
How are you feeling? You've got a week until Worlds, or I guess less than a week. It's coming up pretty quick. You feeling ready?
Yeah, I mean, for now I was just home, so I didn't really realize for now that I have Worlds like 2 hours from my place. But yeah, I'm gonna go there on Sunday and get in the atmosphere, I guess.
And you'll do the team mixed relay and the road race?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The mixed relay is an interesting one, like as it's so new, but Switzerland has been pretty strong in that event so far.
Yeah, I mean, we had the good team the last 2 years, so it went well for us. We won 2 times. But yeah, I think this year is going to be more difficult because, yeah, we miss Malen for sure. And I think she's one of the key riders for this event. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to try, but for sure it's going to be harder to get a good result.
How are you feeling for the road race?
Yeah, I think the course is really interesting. I think it's really a cool one. I really like it. It's super hard, but I think the climbs can be good for me. It's quite short and punchy, and I think at the end it's gonna be fatigue resistance, and I think it's one of my strengths. So yeah, I'm really excited to try there and to. I mean, I don't put myself any pressure because I had a really hard last few races, not super nice season. So yeah, I just wanna enjoy there and yeah, just get my confidence back in the bunch and hopefully I have a result with it. But if not, I just want to enjoy the roads at home.
Yeah, it has been a bit of a rough season for you with some bad luck and some crashes. How do you kind of cope with coming back from each of those incidents?
Yeah, I mean, I really had the last few races were really hard for me. First at the Giro, I crashed. I mean, it was completely my fault, but yeah, then Olympics, it was not my fault. Tour de France, I actually don't remember the crash. So at the end, it's a mix of bad luck and also maybe me being a bit in a bad position, or I don't really know what happened. But yeah, usually I'm super good in the bunch. I'm quite confident to go in the front and to I'm never afraid in the bunch. And after all of these crashes, I have to say it was quite hard to come back for Romandie, and I'm really not confident anymore in the bunch. I'm afraid to crash all the time, and I think it's difficult after so many crashes to go back in it and say okay. I mean at the end, crash can happen all the time, but it's just that you get injured, and then I started also to think like, is it worth it to always risk it in the bunch? And you question yourself a lot, so it was not easy, I have to say.
Yeah, what do you do when, I mean, you've had teammates who have been through crashes as well. Do you talk to them about how they kind of feel more comfortable in the bunch, or is it just spending time in the bunch? What do you do to build back that confidence?
Yeah, I mean, at the end, everybody has crashes. So, I mean, for me, I was just lucky till now that I didn't have so many bad crashes, I would say. I mean, you always had some, I always had some, but nothing really serious. And now in Tour de France, I had a really bad concussion also. So that's also why it was hard to come back. And I mean, at the end, you just have to spend time in the bunch and really try to forget and do what you know, what you can do. And then if you're in the front, it's fine, but it's always hard to get there.
Especially these days, like it seems like the peloton is so much more competitive even than when you started, and you've not been racing a long time compared to some of the riders that you're teammates with, like Kasia. And it seems like the peloton is even harder to move around in now than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think because the level is now so high and every girl in there is able to be in the front. So also, I mean, especially Tour de France is super hectic all the time because I feel like everybody's in top shape and everybody wants to be in the front at the same time, and it's always super hectic, and that's why there are so many crashes. And yeah, I mean, then I came back for Romandie, and actually the bunch is fine. I mean, it's easier, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's different every race, but yeah, I think at the end you just need to get used to it and maybe to unlock your brain, don't think too much and just go.
You've been in the sport for some of the biggest changes in the peloton and some of the biggest changes for the sport itself. What are some key things that you've learned over the years?
I don't know what I learned because I just like at the end I just ride my bike and try to be the best of myself. And I learn every day. I learn every race, like something like in terms of tactics, in terms of in training, recovery, like this kind of stuff. For sure, I still learn, and I think everybody still learn, like because you need experience and yeah, you need a lot of kilometers to be the best rider. So yeah, I learn every day.
You came to cycling from a more interesting path than a lot of other riders. How do you think kayaking kind of translates to riding a bike? Because it's not like you see so many runners or speed skaters, but it's not really a normal thing to go from kayaking to cycling.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, there are a lot of things that I could take from kayaking to cycling. I mean, the national coach always told me that because I was always quite fine in the bunch, like I never had trouble to move in the bunch, and maybe he said that's because of like the movement of the water that I get used to it in kayaking. So maybe I know a bit how it works, and it's a bit the same in the bunch, like you have the same pattern of movement, and maybe that could help. I don't really know, but at the end it's more like I think yeah, the competition, like the way of living, this kind of stuff, that for sure it helped me to come directly in a good level in cycling, more like yeah, how you live as an athlete, I would say.
There's definitely something to the movement of the peloton and kind of the movement of a river. I feel like the two could easily be compared to each other. The kind of churn and stagnant pieces of the peloton and everything. It's quite beautiful in that sense.
Yeah, maybe like how smooth is the water. I mean, I'm not that smooth in the bunch. Most of the girls would say I'm not that smooth, but
you can read it, which is what's important.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen? How did you decide to hang up your kayak and pick up a bike instead?
Yeah, it didn't go that fast in between, I have to say. Like I mean, I stopped kayaking after the Olympics in 2012 in London because yeah, I mean, in kayaking you don't have so much money, and yeah, I was still a teenager, and my parents wanted me to study something and find a job, actually, because you cannot live from kayaking. So yeah, then I decided to start medicine, and I didn't have time to train anymore. So actually that's why I stopped. And in my head I didn't want to go back to being an athlete anymore. I just wanted to enjoy my teenager life. I went a lot to party, and yeah, all this stuff in medicine, you know, like you party Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then you study on Sunday. And yeah, after 1 year I was actually quite done with it, and yeah, I started to run quite a lot, and I directly had quite a good level, and I could integrate Scott's running international team in trail running, and yeah, I really enjoyed this year. Actually, I did a lot of races in trail running, and I really liked it. It's different atmosphere. It's super easy, and yeah, everybody's chill, and it was quite nice. And then I got injured. Um, I mean, as a lot of runners, I had a tiredness fracture. You say? I don't know. of the hip, and I couldn't run anymore for 1 year pretty much. And then I could start only with cycling, and that's how I got into cycling actually.
Trail running and cycling is a little bit more of a normal progression, but do you ever miss the kayaking?
Actually, since the Olympics, I never went back in my kayak. It's quite crazy. Yeah, I just stopped completely. I feel like I was kind of burned out from it. I was also young, and I felt like, I was 18, 19 when I went to the Olympics, and I felt like I couldn't really enjoy my teenager life, and that's why I was quite done with it. And when I stopped, I never touched it again. But now sometimes I'm like, oh, it would be nice to go back to it, just like enjoy a river or just But I feel like also it's gonna be hard to go back in it because I don't have any like muscles in the arms and techniques. You lose it also, and it's super technical sport. So I think it would be hard.
When you were studying medicine and you discovered cycling, how'd you balance the two?
Yeah, it was quite difficult because in medicine you need to study a lot, and especially the first year. But the first year I was still a runner, so to run you have time. You just take the shoes, you go 1 hour. It's quite easy. And cycling I started later. I would say I was maybe in my third or fourth year of medicine. I don't really remember. And for sure I never trained like I train now. Like I trained like on the weekends, and I was not. In my head I would never be like a professional cyclist. I just wanted to be on the bike, and I just liked the training. I would say the long training on the weekend. I didn't do any intervals or whatever. And then I did the small race in Switzerland, and it's like they're like the ex-manager of Bigla, Thomas Campana. He saw me there and he offered me to be a professional cyclist. But for me, I was like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't even know how to race. Like, it was a bit weird. I think like he saw maybe something in me, and it was quite nice because he offered me a contract, and it was quite special. But also for me, I didn't want to really accept it like this because I also wanted to finish my studies. So I was like, I'm happy to do some races, but I don't want any pressure, don't want any salary to race because you never know. Maybe I need a lot of time to study, and the first year was like balance between medicine and cycling, and it was quite difficult to handle both, I would say. I'm not sure I would do it again. Like I remember my first Giro I did. It was like 2 weeks before my final exam in medicine, and I had to study like nights, and the others like could sleep, and I just had to study, and I was so done after like 3 days. I wanted to give up.
A much different experience for you now, when you're at the big races, I'm sure.
Yeah, now like when I see like everybody's like, oh, we need to rest, we need to have massage, we need to. It's been like, it's super professional, and I remember my first year I was doing like just whatever.
Do you think in the future when you're done with cycling you'll go back to medicine?
It's a hard question. No? I'm always thinking. First I was like, I do only 1 year cycling and then I go back to medicine, and then it was the COVID year, so I was like, I do another year, and now it's been already 4 years. So yeah, I need to catch up if I go back to medicine. I think it's gonna be hard.
4 years, and you've just signed a new contract, so
Also,
you'll definitely.
So now it's gonna be 6 years. No, but also like I really enjoy my life now. It's difficult to be an athlete, but it's also, I think like we are super lucky to live from our sport. For me, I enjoy being on my bike every day, and I never wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go on my bike. So I feel like I'm super lucky to have this opportunity, and for now I just want to keep going as long as I have fun and that I can be competitive a bit in the bunch. And the day I don't find this anymore, maybe I will find something else. But I think it's gonna be hard to go back in medicine because also the first 5 years you need to work, I don't know, 90 hours in the hospital, and I'm not sure I can pass from this life that I have now to the other one.
Do you ever talk with Marlon about medicine and cycling, because she also studied medicine?
Yeah, actually, we talk about it a lot, and she really helped me because I remember the first years I was always doubting. I was like, maybe I need to go back to medicine because then it's gonna be too late, and yeah, it's gonna be hard. And she was always saying me like, no, but just enjoy now that what you can do, and you have time to be a doctor or whatever. You will see when the time comes. And she's always super relaxed about it, and yeah, she was always like, yeah, maybe I go back to medicine, maybe not, but yeah, for now she just wanted to enjoy the moment, and it was nice.
Speaking of your new contract, you're moving from Canyon-SRAM. You've spent multiple years on that team, and a lot of growth in your career has come with Canyon-SRAM. But you're headed to FDJ-Suez next year. How are you feeling about the move?
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling. I mean, for sure, I'm super excited because yeah, it's a new team. I feel like I can grow maybe as a rider, and yeah, we're gonna be a super strong team. And I think like yeah, maybe for me to be in such a strong team, I will have also I can make some progress to see like how they train and how professional is it. And yeah, I feel like I mean it's been now 4 years, and I don't see any big progress, and I really want to try something else to maybe one day win a big race or like do something. And yeah, I feel like also I'm getting older, so maybe a nice change is also something that I could do. But also in a way I'm a bit sad because I really enjoyed my 4 years in Canyon-SRAM. I mean, I have nothing to say bad about the team why I'm leaving. It's just for me personally, like I wanted a change. But yeah, honestly, every time I think about it, I want to cry because I feel like I really miss the girls and the staff, and yeah, they are really friends to me. And yeah, I'm not sure I can find this in another team, but let's see.
The beginning of the year will be weird, lining up in a different kit than your teammates of many years.
Yeah, yeah.
FTJ's put together such a strong team, and I mean the goals that they have as a team and the goals that you have as an individual seem to align.
Yeah, I mean the project looked really nice, and they're really ambitious, and I feel like they really believe that they can achieve their goals. And yeah, I think it really push us riders to reach that. And I think as a French team to win Tour de France would be like a super nice goal, and I feel like I can really be like a piece of that. And yeah, that makes me exciting actually.
Is there anything that you see in yourself that you need to work on before you join the team, like things that the team needs from you that you need to work on during the off season or anything like that? Like, is there anything already that you're like, okay, the team wants to win the Tour de France Femme, I need to work on, my climbing or something like that?
I mean, we didn't really talk for now specific aspects. I feel like we're gonna do it, but for me, the most important was more that I want to have a role now that I'm not going for GC or whatever in the Grand Tour. This is not my style. I don't like it. I mean, I don't enjoy this. I just want to be a good teammate, like help my GC leader when she needs, but also like going for it when I have opportunities, like going for stages, going for breakaway, and then really lose time in the big stages to have then this opportunity to go away. And yeah, this I really wanted to be clear with, because sometimes in Canyon the problem is that I was kind of the second GC rider sometimes in some races, and I feel like then I was not good enough to be on the first step of the podium for the GC. And also like I didn't have really the opportunity to go away because I was too close for GC. And then I was a bit stuck in this position. I mean, that's my feeling. And yeah, I feel like I really want to be more free in my head, that like, okay, this stage I go for it, and the next stage I just help, or like, have more like, be free from this GC role. I mean, especially for the Grand Tour. I mean, maybe for the small GC races that could work, but I'm not a rider that can handle like 8 days in a row. And I'm also not a pure climber, and I don't want to be a pure climber. And I just want to stay like kind of this aggressive rider that can go away and try things. And that's also how I enjoy races and how I like it. And I mean, in Canyon, it's not that they pushed me to do this. It's maybe also me that I was like, okay, I put myself a bit of pressure to try to go for GC or whatever. But at the end, I realize now that if I want to win races, it's more like as a, I would say, aggressive rider that I will do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell watching you race that you have a lot of fun just being a part of the racing, being up at the front and attacking all the time. And obviously the joke is that you're the queen of the mountains, kind of going for those jerseys, and you can tell just by watching your style that that's the kind of racing that you love.
Yeah, I don't really like just waiting and then following, and I feel like it's not really the kind of race I like. So yeah, let's see.
Well, I hope that you can continue to race like that, because I know that you've gained a lot of fans in the style in which you race. And I hope FDJ-Suez is happy to allow you to continue to be on the attack so much, because it's just so great to see.
I mean, they signed enough GC riders, so I think it's fine.
It's definitely true. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they balance the team next year, and how they balance all of the different nationalities as well, and everything like that. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be interesting.
I mean, but you're coming from Canyon-SRAM, which is also like quite an international team. The main difference is, when you guys go into a race, it's normally just one leader like above everyone else. Like you've spent kind of the last 4 years working for Kasia in a way.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really like Kasia. She's a really good friend, and I feel like we are a good duo. So I'm also sad to leave for this, because actually we wanted to stay together, and at the end we took different paths. But hopefully we can still find each other one day. And and I mean, she did great this year without me in Tour de France.
How was that? I mean, you crashed before she could win the race, but watching that unfold, having been teammates with her for so long, and having been a part of so many kind of near misses in her career, how was it watching her win the Tour?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, till the last stage and 4 seconds, it's nothing. So I think she can be really proud, because she really deserves it for sure. Like, she's always there, but she's not often winning. And I feel like now she had this big win. And I mean, for me, for sure, I was a bit sad not to be there, because I really would have liked to be there with her and help her. But I mean, the team was super nice. They were always like calling me, and also at the end they called me, and like I still felt like I was in the team even if I was not there. So it was nice in a way.
But you got to watch kind of history be made from the outside, which is pretty cool as well.
I still received a little trophy with the piece of the maillot jaune, so it's nice. They still gave it to me.
Very cool. I mean, you're still a huge part of the win, having helped Kasia get through those first couple stages in Rotterdam, and those were really hectic stages. And like every single second counted, as you said. 4 seconds is all it took.
That's true.
And having kind of been a part of so much of Kasia's career at Canyon-SRAM as well, for you, it's, I mean, as much a team victory as it is her victory, and you're a huge part of that team.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But this is always hard in cycling. At the end, only one get the result. And I mean, for sure, she's the strongest in the team, and she deserves it. But I mean, at the end, I also need to also go my way and try things for myself, because at the end of my career, I will maybe also regret that I was staying somewhere in my kind of comfort zone, because it's actually my comfort zone. Like, I really like it. I really like to go to races. I don't have that much pressure, but also in a way, I want to maybe try something, even if it doesn't work. At least I try.
There's always things that you learn when you change to a new team, even if in the end maybe it doesn't work out, you never know, but you're going to learn something about yourself and something about the sport in 2 years, and that will make it worth it, right?
Yeah, for sure. But also, like, because when COVID happened, so when the Bigla team stopped, I mean, I didn't have a contract and I didn't have any results. So actually, it was hard to find a team. I didn't have any teams, and I remember in the team, like Marlene, Michaela, like all the girls, they could find a team super easily, and for me, it was super hard. And at the end, only Ronnie offered me a contract, and I feel like also for this I owe him a lot, because without him like offer me something, I would not even be there, and maybe I would have stopped in the COVID years. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Canyon was always there for me, and that's also why it was hard for me to leave, because I felt like, yeah, I could stay my entire career there also.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird situation with Bigla and how they kind of fell apart, but it's been a team that's had so many strong riders come through it. So even by being part of that, I'm surprised you didn't have more interest when the team folded.
Yeah, I mean, at this point I was maybe not so good also, like, yeah, I mean, I didn't have any results, and yeah, it was also, I feel like the team stopped like in September, so it was super late also. Every team was booked, and yeah, it was quite hard to find something.
Compared to that, when did you start kind of looking around for a new team for this year? Did FDJ approach you pretty early?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, FDG, they already talked to me since maybe 2-3 years actually, so it's been quite a long time. And yeah, Stefan was always super nice to me, and always like talking to me about the team, how he sees the team, and yeah, I mean, he tried hard to convince me. So it took some time, but finally I signed, and I'm happy. I'm happy I finally signed.
It's gonna be amazing. Watching them build the team over the years has been really cool, and with all the riders that they've already announced and the riders yet to be announced, it's gonna be such an incredible team next year.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a big change, and yeah, I can see that everything is already super like organized, and yeah, it's nice. I feel like I can really make a step, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, good luck for the World Championships coming up. It's gonna be a good one, and
Thanks.
obviously always a little bit extra special being on home roads.
Yeah, it's gonna be super nice. I really need to enjoy it, because for sure it's one time in a life.
So one final question. Last year at the Tour de France Femme, I asked you if you had a favorite Taylor Swift song. Have you listened to any Taylor Swift since the last Tour de France? Do you have a favorite song?
It's still not. I don't remember you asked me this.
I mean, the tour is such a blur that's yeah, it all like kind of melds together. But yeah, you said that you didn't have a favorite. So I figured I would ask if anything's changed.
No, it didn't change.
No worries, no worries.
Which one is your favorite? Then I can listen to it.
That's a really hard question to answer. I like all of the songs. No, I think if you were gonna listen to just one song, then I would. It's a 10-minute song, so it's pretty.
Ooh.
It's a commitment, but all too well 10-minute version. It'll take you on a journey.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on my playlist then.
Awesome. Let me know how it goes. I can't wait to hear about that. Maybe this will like open the door for you, and
yeah, maybe
the next time I ask you,
you'll I have some.
Yeah. You'll have listened to the whole discography next time.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to you. It was super nice.
Thank Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'll be back again next week with a conversation I had with Elise. She tells me how to pronounce her name properly, but we can call her G. She has such an incredible story from racing in 2012, 2013 with Anna van der Breggen on a small team to stepping away from racing, becoming a soigneur, and then discovering that she's actually quite good at gravel. And now she's signed for SC Works Pro Time's World Tour team in 2025. So it was a great chat, and she's got a bit of a different perspective on women's professional cycling.